Hi, everybody. I have a million things going on. It's still raining outside. And yeah, so I'm just going to do I'm working in clay right now. I saw this new technique today. And so I tried it, and it didn't quite work out like I wanted it to, but it's better than nothing. And I'm trying to find a heart that will fit. I think I cut off too much black on here. Hello, hello. I'm just working in clay. Let me try this one. It's too small too. Everything's too small. Oops. I'm gonna start making hearts with different designs on them I'm going to give away some and then start selling some. Oh my gosh, now my paper is stuck to my clay. I'm using a different kind of clay than I usually use. This is very sticky. And that didn't work out very good. But with polymer clay, it's very forgiving. And so there's always a fix. Yeah, this clay is very sticky. This is, excuse me, Fimo clay. Let me find the wrapper. Let's throw it away. This is Fimo. F-I-M-O. Hey, Psych, what's up? What is up with you? I was just saying I'm using a different kind of clay than I usually use, and it is so sticky. I'm not used to it at all. So I needed black, and I didn't feel like going and finding. I had this Fimo black in the drawer right next to me, and so I just grabbed it. And I'm not used to how sticky it is, but that's okay. I'll deal with it. What are you up to, Psych? Psych on the rocks. Do you have any clay? Okay, what I'm going to do is, see, this is too thin. So I need to back it with something. I could back it with a different color, but I think I'll just keep it simple. And let me turn on that light, might help. Just going to line this up. Yeah, that's a lot better. I have so many blades over here. And I will go around and fix the edges, but also I don't like to leave the back of my stuff plain. I like to stamp it, or I have this little tool So, hey Jen, what's up? Hey, hey, hey. Wait, you just realized you already took them today. Could have been a bad lucky day if I took it twice. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't take it twice. Silly, silly, silly. Anyway, I think I'm going to start making hearts, and I'm going to somehow, um, it's going to be for a cause, some Scientology cause. And of course, they will all have different designs. This was just something that, this doesn't look very good, but it was something that I saw someone doing and I wanted to try it. But I will probably stick to more traditional things. But yeah, I mean, I have all different kinds of heart cookie cutters, and I'll probably put a pin or a magnet, like make this a pin, you could wear it, or make fridge magnets and start selling these, and like give a certain percentage to the SPTV Foundation. I want to do something to raise money for the foundation and to raise money for myself. So, and since I'm not monetized yet, I haven't even looked to see what my my subscribers are up to. Last time I looked, which was day before yesterday, I was at 744. So I don't know if I've gotten any in the past day and a half or not. Oh, you finished the diamond painting you've been working on and started. Oh, cool. Yes, I haven't been on your channel. Gosh, I think it's been probably about 5 days, maybe a week. I need to pop on there. Sometimes I lurk. Sometimes I lurk and just don't say anything. Are you at 746 or I am? If I'm at 746, that means I only have gained 2 in 2 days. That's better than a poke with a sharp stick, though, I guess. I got fit for my my retainer tooth that they're making for me, so I should have that in the next couple of weeks. I can't wait. Then I can start smiling again. I am cool. Cool. So it's 758. It's 250 away. It just seems like there's so many people out there, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think you're doing a good thing, Jen, going on live so much and like helping with your watch hours. That is a great idea. And I think I'm going to start trying to do that because, I think watch hours are harder to get than subs. And I keep looking over here because the chat's on my computer, but my camera's over here. It's still kind of mixed up. But yeah, I think I'm going to try to start going on live at least an hour a day. And that way, I can pick up a few watch hours. And I've noticed you're pretty consistent you've been consistently growing people that stay on with you, and sometimes you're on there for hours, 3 hours sometimes, or more probably. You're doing great with that, with your lives. I'm impressed, Missy. Oh my goodness. My studio is such a mess, you guys. I got new lights though back there. I have lights all around, actually. I don't have them all turned on right now, but I think I'm gonna put the, if I try to put that camera on here right now, though, I'm talking about my little thing that follows me around the room, but it would make you dizzy if I tried to unscrew it from where it is and put it on here. So I think I will just continue to work in clay. I saw a few techniques that people that I've never seen, you know, and I've watched a lot of polymer clay tutorials and stuff over the past year and a half. But I mean, there's people that I am finding that are real artists. Like, the stuff they do is amazing. It like blows my mind. And I've been finding them the past few days and watching some of the stuff that they do and how they do it, and it's amazing. Some of their stuff is just really beautiful. It turns out really pretty. You would never know that it was clay, you know. I have so many clay tools, but I'm just going to try to get the edge around here. I think, Jen, I think I'm going to try Restream, because you can have two cameras, and I like how you do yours. You have one on your work and then one on your person. And I think I'm going to try Restream, except I paid for this month on StreamYard. What did I do? I paid for this month on StreamYard because I thought I would be able to get 2 camera views by paying, but you have to pay the $50, not the $25. So I'm just kind of sticking it out on StreamYard right now, since I did pay for it. I might as well use it. And so listen to this. Okay, so Richard, my ex-husband, who I live with, God, y'all can't see anything. I think it's probably better if I have it up on me. He wants me to go on and read stories. And I'm like, no. He said, yeah, you'd have a lot of people. I'm like, no, I'm sure there's people doing that, and I'm not interested in that. And I have too many other things I want to do. And so he said that he would pay me to do it. Well, that changed the game. So he wants me to go on and read. He's like, for an hour. I'm like, that's too long. People will get bored. Start out with 30 minutes. And then he didn't know whether to do adults or children. And I'm like, try both. But so we're going to start out with children's story time. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but if he's going to pay me to do it, then you'll watch, it will take off, and then I'll have to like split the earnings with him. I don't know. I don't think it's going to work, but for some reason, when he gets something in his head, he always thinks that, you know, it's going to work. I don't think it is. So I'm going to go on and read a children's story one day soon. And he's going to see. He thinks it's so easy to get. He's like, people they're just cooking in the kitchen, and they just have the camera on them, and they have so many people watching them and subscribe to them, and all they're doing is just regular stuff in their daily life, and people love to watch that kind of stuff. So he thinks it's easy. So I think he's going to see. Hi, Tip 420. Welcome, welcome. So anyway, we'll see. I think he's going to find out real quick that it's not as easy to get 1 million subs as he thinks it is. He didn't say 1 million, but I'm sure he's thinking, you know, 100,000, 200,000 happens so easy. Yeah, if you're stripping, maybe it does. If you're taking your clothes off, maybe it does. But that'd be the only time, in my opinion. You have a granddaughter that could watch your... That would be wonderful. I think I'm going to start out with, do y'all know that book, The Giving Tree, by Shel Silverstein, I think it is. The Giving Tree. I love that story. It's so good. That's going to be my first story. And then I have another book of his. It's a children's story. It's called the Runny Babbit. Instead of the Bunny Rabbit, it's the Runny Babbit. And so the whole book, like, he trades out letters and words, you know. And so it's kind of hard to read, but I think children would like it. I don't know. We'll see. It's your favorite book too, Tiff? Oh, yeah. I think it's such a wonderful story. Wonderful, wonderful. And the last time I read it, I didn't like it as much as the first 100 times I read it. For some reason, I was probably in a bad mood or something. I don't know, but I need to pull it out. I actually have 2 copies of it because I want to give my son a copy of it. He's 20 years old. I was supposed to go see him last month and didn't get to. He's supposed to come see me before he goes back to college. And I've lived here 2.5 years. I moved from California to Florida to be closer to him, and he has not come to see me yet. But he actually called me a couple of weeks ago, and he's only called me once before. I always have to call him. But he called me and said that he was going to try to come see me on his way back to school. So we'll see if that happens. I don't have much hope, but you never know. Hopefully he's getting older and some of his self-centeredness and selfishness is leaving. Maybe he's turning into more of a caring young adult than an uncaring kid. Kids are so selfish, aren't they? I know I was. Getting the start of a headache. Okay, Jen, thanks for popping in. If you're on tonight, I'll pop in if I'm awake and see you. But thanks so much for popping in, Jen. Yeah, I hope you feel better too. But anyway, so I was going to oh, I know what I'm going to do. Listen, so I decided these jeans were so tight around my ankles, and I am not a sewer. I cannot sew worth a darn. As you can see, the stitching, now I wasn't real careful, but the stitching on here is so uneven. It was kind of on purpose because I'm going to like fray these out a little. And look, I made the legs bigger so it wouldn't be so tight around my ankles. And I cut these out and I glued them on, but I'm going to put stitching around them by hand. And then like, I didn't know if I wanted to, there's some paint I tried. Um, I didn't know if I wanted to paint stuff up here or like put some more flowers like that are down here. And then I thought I have a million like rubber stamps, for stamping. And so I don't know if I can use an ink pad and a stamp. I just don't know what's going to work on material. So listen, since I'm in a wheelchair and am sitting all the time, you know what I can do? I can use the back of my pants for a for to try different things out to see if it works. Like this could be a mess back here and no one would ever know because I don't get up and walk around and people don't see my butt. So I mean, I could have anything back here and no one would ever know. So I think I'm going to try, like, I want to see if a rubber stamp works on material. And I have a couple of different paints that I want to try. I want to see if the paints, the certain kind of paints that I have work. And yeah, so I'm going to mess up the back of these pants. I think it will be fun. Yeah, 20 is a tough age. You didn't talk to your daughter much at 20. She settled since. That's good. Let's see. I think like 15, 16, 17, even 18. Those are such selfish ages because they don't think they need to listen to their parents. And kids nowadays are so entitled. At least mine was, and I blame myself for that. I mean, he's very polite and respectful to other adults and stuff, but not so much sometimes to, like, he thinks of me more as a friend than a mother. Like I said, that's my fault. So he doesn't have as much respect for me, I don't think, as he does for other adults. But that's changing, like I said. I love him so much. And I don't know if y'all know the backstory about that, but my mom disconnected from me in 2019. She told me I was kind of messed up with my pain medication, and she told me to go to rehab or move out. And my bicycle accident was in like 23 years ago in 2002. And at the time, I couldn't take care of myself when it happened. I got a lot back since, the accident, but I had to move in with her. She was living in Florida and I was living in California. And my aunt and my mother came out to visit me, and the doctor sent me home with my mom, and no one expected it, but he knew I didn't have anywhere to go, and so he's like, she has to leave the hospital, so you need to take her with you. Anyway, I moved to Florida, and I lived with her from 2002 up until 2019, even when I had my son, who I had after my accident. We lived with my mother the whole time. So anyway, so of course I said, well, I'll go to rehab, and I was ready to go anyway. But when I got to rehab, she called up and told my counselor to tell me that I needed to find a place to live, that I don't have a home anymore. And yeah, total surprise and shock. I thought, well, she's just mad. She'll calm down in a month or two. So I I stuck out rehab for a month, and actually it was longer than a month because I was in detox for about 2 weeks. It's like 6 weeks, and she still wouldn't let me come back. So I went to California to visit my ex-husband, who is my roommate now. I hadn't seen him in like 30 years or something, 25 or 30 years. And I stayed for a couple of months, and she still wouldn't let me come back. So I took a train from San Francisco to Austin, Texas, because I have family there. And my father had just moved there from Houston. And none of my aunts and uncles would not let me come to their house. I don't know what my mom told them, but she told them something. And my dad even got wind of something, and he wouldn't let me even come see him for a visit, which I thought was so shitty. I don't know. I just ended up like hanging up on him, and I hadn't seen him for 10 years, and anyway, I was homeless for 2.5 years in Austin in a wheelchair. It was horrible. And I cried every day because my son and I were so close. And to be like kicked out of the house without any warning, and then my son being taken away from me like that, it was just devastating. Devastating. It was horrible. But then there's a whole bunch of stories to go along with that scenario. Being homeless was really, really tough. And I think being in a wheelchair made it that much harder. But they think they are invincible. Yes, they do. I agree with the entitlement. I agree with my fault. Although I realized when my kids were in trouble, I'm who they called. Yeah. Yeah, so my mom still hasn't spoken to me. And she even got diagnosed with ovarian cancer year before last. And she told my sister not to tell me. And I did receive a letter from her a few months ago. It was 2 sentences long. It said, "I forgave you a long time ago for being a drug addict, but I still can't have you in my life. I hope you," or 3 sentences, "I hope you and Noah have a relationship," or something like that. And I'm like thinking, wow, she hasn't forgiven me for anything, or else she would be talking to me. She would forgive me and try to mend fences, in my opinion, and I've only seen my son. I would travel back and see him like once or twice a year when I was homeless, but I went to his high school graduation, and I surprised him, and he was so happy that I made that. And then I got to go see him, not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before last, in January. I got to go stay with him for a week at my old house, and my mother had gotten rid of all of my stuff. I mean, I had thousands of dollars worth of art equipment and tools, and I mean, all of my clothes, all of my Coach purses. I had Converse in almost every color, and all those were gone. All of my Victoria's Secret. I mean, everything. I couldn't believe it. I mean, there were a few strange things that were still there, but I stayed in her room, which was so ironic. She didn't know I was at the house. She had been diagnosed with cancer, and had moved to Austin to be with her sister and go through chemo. And I got to go stay with my son for a week, and I stayed in her bedroom, and it was pretty funny, actually. But yeah, so I haven't seen him in a year and a half. But yeah, being in a wheelchair, it was tough. So hopefully, and then I was supposed to go to Austin last month because I want to protest so bad. And I had my ticket and everything. But that meant that my rent was going to be late. And he freaked the frick out on me. And so I canceled my trip. And I should have just kept it. Because after he freaked out, the next morning he came down and said, well, I've been thinking about it, and I guess you can pay me later. And I said, no, I've already canceled everything, you know. So I would like to go, and I'm going on the cruise in September, which I'm thinking about. I kind of wish I could cancel because I sure could use that money. But I want to go on the cruise too, so I'm just going to keep it. It was kind of a fluke how I got the money to pay for that. Richard, my roommate slash ex-husband slash narcissist, we haven't been fighting lately, which is just amazing, but we used to fight every day. But he's calmed down a lot because I don't know, I don't put up with his shit like I used to when we were married. He's 25 years older than me. He's 87. But he has a friend that lives in Las Vegas, and his friend was in prison for like 20 years or more, and he was wrongfully convicted, and he finally proved his case, and he got released, and he sued the state, and he ended up getting paid like $2 million or something, and that was last year. And so he wants to build an animal shelter, and he was talking about he needed like a model made of it, but they want like $20,000 to make a cardboard. You know, you have to go to like architects and stuff. I think they're usually the people that build that kind of thing. I'm like, I'll do it for you. And it took me a month to do, and it turned out so good. But I didn't get paid near $20,000. I wanted $20 an hour, which came to about I don't know, $2,600 or something. Well, the guy flipped out, and so I lowered the price to $15 an hour, which I'm still upset about because, I mean, really, $20 an hour is not a lot for an art. Like, if you commission artists to do stuff, $20 an hour is not like outlandish. But anyway, so I ended up getting paid like $1780 or something like that, and that's how I got to pay for my cruise. But so anyway, I'm going there in September, so I would love to be able to go to Austin in August. But what would have to happen is I would have to not pay my rent or pay my rent late and go through the argument with him again, and I don't know if it's all worth that or not. Plus, I need money to get down to Miami. I live in Jacksonville, so it's not going to cost that much to take a bus or a train from Jacksonville to Miami. But So Schiff is leaving the day after my birthday, but everybody's meeting in Miami the day of my birthday. So I kind of want to go down there, you know, Friday, September 20th, and the hotel rooms, $75 a piece. So I need that, and I need money for the trip, like to, you know, to gamble a little bit and to buy souvenirs or to buy cocktails or whatever. So I really shouldn't go to Austin. But that's where, oh, I forgot to tell you, that's where my son is. My mom still lives there, and so he went there for the summer and got a job, and he's been working, saving his money. So I would get to protest and get to see my son. But like I said, I should probably kind of save the money for the cruise. If I can talk Noah into coming and seeing me like he said he would on his way back to college. He goes to school in Kentucky, at some private school there, so he can play football. He's a really good football player. He got a partial scholarship at some little Presbyterian school, which is good because he started going to church. I haven't even been looking at the chat. I'm sorry. It's pricey, yeah. Yeah, so anyway, this light is so hot. Oh my goodness. I have my door closed to my studio, and so the air's not, there's no, this room was built on, and so there's no like AC vent in here. I always have fans going, and I have the door closed because whenever I'm recording or doing a live, I can always hear him in the background because he's so hard of hearing that he turns the TV up real loud and he talks real loud on the phone, and I look terrible. I need to do my hair. I think I'm going to do my hair tonight. I think I might make it semi-permanent pink color. I have pink, I have purple, I have teal. I think I'm going to try putting a color in. I always say that, and then I end up just doing the blonde because I'm, I guess, a little chicken. I don't know. Oh boy. Yeah. So my clay thing, my clay hearts, I have to figure out what exactly I'm going to do with these. Like I said, I want to sell them and start raising money for the SPTV Foundation. But I have to think of like a catchy name. I know people in this community have a lot of heart and are have a lot of compassion for the ex-Scientologist, and people in this community have big hearts, so I'm gonna have to tie that all in somehow. It takes a lot of time coloring the hair. Yeah, you think pink is cute. You're gonna have dinner. Okay, thanks so much, Tiff, for being here and chatting with me. I really appreciate you. I keep like looking away from the camera because that's the only way I can see the chat. StreamYard, like I said, doesn't let you have two cameras unless you pay the $50. So I guess I could put my webcam on my computer, but I usually just keep it where it is because, you know, a lot of time I have it pointing down to my desk where I'm working. But yeah, anyway, I cannot believe it's already 7:41 at night and it's still raining outside. We've had a lot of rain lately. I know when I lived, 'cause I lived for 17 years on the Gulf side of Florida, over in Destin, which is between Pensacola and it's actually between Fort Walton Beach and Panama City Beach, and it's called the Emerald Coast. But we didn't get near as much rain as we get in Jacksonville. It's really weird. I mean, it would rain there like, and an hour later it would stop and the sun would be out. We sure have had a lot of rain the past few weeks here. Yep. Oh my goodness. So let's see. I need to clean up my studio, really. Thing is, it's a mess. I have so much stuff that I don't have room for it all. I have a ton of drawers back there, and I just cleaned out a lot of them yesterday, so I need to I have a lot of stuff on the floor that I need to put away into those drawers. And I am going to do some testing on these jeans to see if I can use stamps like, like rubber stamps. I don't know if the ink, I have a few different colors of ink. I don't know if that will show up on blue jean material or not. And I have some paints that I want to try out. Acrylic paints work really good on clothes, because if you get acrylic paint on your shirt by accident, you're not going to get it out. You have an easier time getting oil paint off of your clothes than you do acrylics for some reason. It's really strange. Really strange. So I've been putting some resin on some of my clay Natasha beads. I'll let it come into focus. Oh, it takes so long to focus. I don't understand. The colors aren't showing up very good. I don't know. Here's another one. If you look at this, imagine a line going down the middle. The two sides mirror. It's like the left side is the same image as the right side. They're called Natasha beads, even though these aren't beads like you would think of a typical bead. They're called Natashas because the clay, like this square, if I cut this is all scrap clay. Now I'm going to cut it in half, slice it in half here. I'm going to slice it in half and show you the two sides will be the same. Well, you can't really tell because this clay is, yeah, that's not a good example. Clay is just too smashed up. You can't tell anything. This is a little better. You can see the two sides are the same. And you can even switch them and they're still the same. Kind of cool. Anyway, I have a ton of, here's another one, different colors. And what I do with these is, this is resin, but I will make a pendant out of this and end up with, I put them on choker chains. Here's like a choker chain. Here's another one. Hold on, I'll show you something else I do. Like, oops. Oh my gosh. I have such, oh my, hold on. Oh, sometimes I made these beads and these beads, but I also use some Swarovski crystals, and I make like those kind of necklaces. I think this is so pretty. The colors don't show up near as vibrant as they are. Like I'm looking at it on my computer when I show it to you, and it's not near as pretty as it is in real life. I have, oh, I'm all tangled up over here. I'm trying to show you another one I made. I'm kind of tangled. Let's see. Now this was like I was trying to make something, and this was a mistake, but I thought it kind of turned out kind of cool, so I turned it into a pendant, and then I made, oops, I'm grabbing stuff. Hard to show this stuff because but I put some polymer clay beads with it. There's clay, crystals. Here's a little like pod out of clay. And then like this hangs down, and then those are clay, and then you go up, and oops, I'm caught. Hold on. Let's see. Where am I? Oh, that goes down there. Anyway, this is like a three-tiered necklace. So I like the clay. I love working in clay and incorporating it into like using it with crystals and wire and stuff like that. This is clay. It's kind of cool. You would wear it like that. It kind of looks like enamel. That's what I was trying to get it to look like. I am so tangled up over here. Here's another Natasha necklace, and I wear a lot of chokers. There's another one. And here's another favorite of mine. I just love the colors in this one. This was one of the very first ones that I made. There's the back. that one, and this one was like one of my first ones also. And let's see. I have two more over here. There's another heart. Kind of cool. And here is, this is a long necklace. This one, just a minute. It's one of those three. Before I started working with the clay, I just used like different stones and crystals. Like this is an owl. An owl. It's really long. It's three. Oh my gosh, I'm not showing it very good, but these beads are kind. I forget the name of these. I have all the different kinds of stone that I used. Hello, hello, Anita. I'm just showing some of my jewelry that I make. But yeah, this one has all kinds of owls on it and crystals and stones, semi-precious stones. And I work in sterling silver and copper a lot. I have like over 150 pairs of earrings right now made. I took last year off and just made jewelry because I wanted to get an Etsy shop and I needed inventory. So I took last year off and just sat and made jewelry. And then I got interested in the polymer clay, and that takes a lot of my time now because I just love working in it for some reason. I love the way it feels, and there's so many things you can do with it. But here, I'm going to show y'all a few more things. Here's some earrings I have made. These are polymer clay. They're little dogs, and those are little black crystals on them. The other one, this fell off. This is polymer clay. Kind of cool. And I make the ear wires out of sterling silver. I make my own ear wires most of the time. Sometimes I use bought ear wire, but then I have these squirrels for the squirrel squad, but no one, it's hard to see, huh? These are blown glass squirrels. Hard to see. No one from the squirrel squad has bought any so far. I think they're cute. Oh, these are kind of wild. These are mermaid tails. Hi, Ree. Thanks. I'm just here like, oh, I didn't really know what I was going to do. I started working in clay, and then I got to talking, and then I started showing some of my jewelry that I just have close by. Now here's some clay, polymer clay with Swarovski crystals. My lighting's not the best, but yeah, it's like flowers, and then I made, like I said, I make the ear wire out of sterling silver, and I have a ton of jewelry. This is kind of a fun necklace. It's a key, and then I hung all different kinds of charms on it. It's not focusing very good. But, and then you go up. Anyway, it's just kind of a fun necklace. I was going to wear it the other day, but it was a little short, so I brought it in here. I need to make it longer because the shirt I want to wear it with, it needs to be longer. But anyway, yeah, I'm busy. Busy. What are y'all up to? Dang, now I'm tangled. Oh, goodness. Bree, did you get my last email? You need to come on here. I know it's so hard to get our schedule together. I haven't checked my email in a couple of days. I don't know if you emailed me back, but check your email if you didn't get my last one. And see, I think I gave a time that I want to see if it's okay with you. I don't even remember. I think it was like 5 o'clock in the morning my time, or 6 my time, which would be around 9 o'clock your time, 9 o'clock at night. I don't know if that's too late for you, but let me know and we'll do that. But I would like a couple of days to advertise it too. But yeah. And I was telling people earlier, these jeans were so tight around my ankle, so I can't sew it all, but I cut them and I put material there, and I'm going to stitch around those flowers, and then I wanted to maybe paint up at the top, but since I'm in a wheelchair and no one ever sees my bottom, I'm going to test out a bunch of new paint. I'm going to test out like rubber stamps and stamp pads to see if I can stamp on this on blue jean material. And so the back of my pants is going to be just a mishmash of a mess probably. But like I said, I don't get up and walk, and so no one sees my butt. And that's a good place to test out some new paints and stuff, right? Anyway, oh goodness, I think I'm gonna pop off and go eat dinner. It's 8 o'clock in Jacksonville, Florida. That's Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. I don't know what time it is. Oh, let's see. It's early in the morning for you, Bree, huh? 8, 9. It's probably 10 in the morning in Australia, in Melbourne. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know where the rest of you are from, but I appreciate you stopping by. And I'm going to try to pop on every day to get watch hours and to until I get 1,000 subs and figure out. I don't know. I'm going to tell personal stories because I have a lot of them, and I'm going to do polymer clay and just different art stuff that I do, showing you how I make my jewelry. And I would love to have people pop in and watch and chat. When I start working on my jewelry and stuff, I won't be able to watch the chat as much, but if you want to see how I make some of my jewelry, then pop on in. I made these earrings too. They're kind of cool. Oops. I have to figure out a better way to show my stuff. These are sterling silver, and that is just not very he just can't see it very good. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to try to come on at least for an hour every day, and maybe longer, and show you. I'm going to have the camera on while I'm working. If I could go protest, that's what I'd be doing. But since there's no org in Jacksonville, Florida, I can't protest. I have to figure something else out. Like I said, I'm going to start making hearts out of clay with different finishes on them, and trying to figure out how to make money so I can donate it to the SPTV Foundation, so I can feel like I'm helping in some way, you know. But anyway, okay, thanks so much. There's 5 of you here. I hate to leave, but I need to go eat and take my dog out. I think the rain has actually stopped, at least for a minute. I'm going to take him out, and I might pop back on in a little while. Thank you so much. Talk to you later.